Okay, I've got four things to show you today, and this video has come about because I've been having a big old turnout and sort out of all the stuff that I have, and I'm sure I'm not alone at being the only one that has just like, cupboards full of stuff, boxes full of stuff, cabinets full of stuff, and it's hard to keep track on things, and it's easy to forget about things. So today I've got four things to show you that I made quite a while ago and then promptly forgot about. This first one I have shown on YouTube before when I was talking about my War of the Worlds models that I had, be they hardware or Martians. And this is a little box display that I made. I mean, I can't even guess. It's over 30 years ago, maybe 35 years ago, maybe nudging towards 40 years ago. But anyway, basically what it is it's just a box covered in um, corrugated cardboard, and it's a little scene from War of the Worlds. All right. Um, as you can see on the front, can you see that? Or is that whiting out? There we go. There's my awful writing, okay, with a quote from H.G. Wells about the appearance of a Martian coming out the cylinder. And what you can see, what I made was a little Martian. It's a Martian in a box. All right. This is made so long ago, I have only the vaguest memories of making him. He would have been air drying clay. There's no lenses in those eyes. That's just recesses that I've painted and then tried to put the curious eye, as H.G. Wells calls them, in. Um, and then that looks to me like I used fuse wire for the tendrils either side of his lip. Um, I think the cylinder itself is just painted card, some sort of like grass material. This dates it. That grass material I think is just from a railway accessory shop, because I didn't have access to diorama stuff then, and that's just a drawn background. Can't remember how I painted that, whether that's actual paint or whether it's pencil, but that's definitely black biro that I did the burnt trees. And yeah, I've no idea what the actual real box inside looks like underneath the corrugated cardboard. But yeah, I got a bit of lighting gel. I would have had access to that because um, I was working in the cinema then as a projectionist, and we had all sorts of rolls and rolls of lighting gels. All right, and I've done it so this happens. So as light comes in, you get a red glow as if from the heat of the cylinder. So yeah, that's item number one. As I say, at least 30 years old, and quite quaint, I think. It's it's got a charm to it, I think. Still quite pleased with it that you know, the 30 years younger, maybe 40 years younger me had the idea and went about and actually made it. All right. So that's uh, 30, 40 years ago. I made that. Next one has got to be about 20 years ago. And again, I don't really remember doing this. This is a jar. It's been sealed for 20 years, and I'm glad it's sealed because I've got a creature in the jar. All right, there he is. All right. Um, I've got no idea what my inspiration was for making this fella. Um, I have no memory of actually making the fella. It again would have been air drying clay, or maybe it was oven fired. I don't know. I mean, this is at least 20 years that's been underwater and it hasn't broken down or degraded. I don't think the paint has degraded. I don't know if you're picking this up, but there is colour. It's like an off grey. It's white with off grey and some fleshy bits in there. Okay, I don't know what all this stuff is floating around in the water at all. Um, I don't know if that is part of the paint has come off. I really don't know, and I'm loath to actually open the jar and have a look because it might smell. I mean, it hasn't gone off. It's lovely and clear. When you consider that's been sealed for 20 years, yeah, it's pretty good. I can see here there's paper. I've got a vague memory I had a label on it as if it was like a specimen lab creature. All right, but like I say, I've no memory of making it or even why I made it. But you know, back then in the day, it was just something to make and put on the shelf. Back when I had lots of spare room on the shelf. All right, that's item number two. Item number three kind of like ties in with a video I did a little while back um, with the Mac SF3D um, scratch build that I made um, from two whacking great big spoons. I don't know why. I was just making stuff back then. This wasn't part of a challenge, but this is making something out of household junk. So this is an old, it's either a shampoo bottle or a conditioner bottle or, you know, a shower gel bottle, as you can tell by the curviness. Um, and yeah, I've just put lots of kit bits on the top, going down. This isn't that old. This must be about, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, because it's about 5 or 6 years ago. Um, I was using these Ron Cobb inspired um, iconography um, in my builds. But as you can see, kit parts and doing my my beloved rustiness to it. All right, quite pleased with that one. And then, yeah, we get down to the bottom, get down to the cap, and this is where I mean, I'm quite pleased with that. But then, yeah, I decided to use spoons for the landing legs, which is rather unfortunate because I didn't do anything really to disguise that they are spoons, unless I was doing it as a, hey, look at this, you can tell what this is, can't you? Look at this, look at this. So I can't get it all in. So I think I'm quite glad about that. But yeah, so that's that. Now, they're my three scratch builds. And finally, I've got a repaint for you. And I can date this one. And I can date it to whenever, oh, here he comes, whenever this chap was released in the cinema. Wall-E. When was that? That was 2004, 2005. So about, say, 20 years ago. This was a toy action figure, and I remember it was um, quite basically painted. Um, but I decided to um, have a go at repainting. Hopefully you can make all this out. Yeah, there you go. Um, and I remember, yeah, having magazine articles. There you go, um, which showed you clear uh, shots of what Wally's rust patterns were like, and I've done my best to recreate them. All right, and yeah, dusted him all up, rusted him up, and yeah, he's been put away for 20 years. What I am stunned by is he's been in a box for 20 years, but look, and and thank you. These batteries have been inside him for 20 odd years and they're still working. God knows what they'll look like if I tried opening up the box. I'm sure they're covered in acid where they've been leaking. But hopefully the light's shown this off. I'm really pleased with how this paint job came out. All right, so that's it. 3 scratch builds and a repaint for you today. Before I go, sorry folks, I've just put the video together and I've only just realised that my directional microphone on my headset is incredibly directional because oh, poor old Wally didn't pick up, did he? I looked a right fool pressing a button to demonstrate it and nothing happened. So here we go. Before I go, here's actually how he is now. And and there you go. Thanks folks, see you next time.